Good morning everyone. I, Ayush, is going to deliver a presentation on the topic multi-threading versus multi-programming in operating systems. I would like to thank my teachers who have guided me through this. I am going to begin. A thread can be defined into several ways. Okay, a thread is a component of process and a thread can be said to be a lightweight process or a part of process. A thread has independent path of execution. This allows the concurrent execution of tasks. We are discussing about the importance of threads. There are parallelism in the execution of tasks. CPU is utilized by executing most of the tasks. Okay, so early time the CPU used to switch between the tasks, switch between the processes, but in multi-threading operating system, the CPU is going to switch between the threads. We will now know the differences between the threads and process. The definition is the thread is the smallest unit of a process and a process is independent executing program instance. The life cycle of thread can be implemented by programming in Java, or we can see that there are 5 stages. There is new state, runnable state, running state, or wait, then terminating state. Okay, and in a process we can have 7 process life cycle stages, that is new state, ready state, run state, terminate state, or wait or block. Then it is suspended block, ready suspended and block suspended that occur in the secondary memory. There is memory sharing between the resources, between the threads. So a thread can access the memory resources of another thread, and each process has its own memory space. So a process cannot access the memory space of another process. Overhead, we can say that the thread has low overhead, so it is called lightweight. And process, it has called high heavy weight overhead process. The communication between the threads is very easy because their memory is shared, but in process the communication between processes is implemented by IPC, inter-process communication. The creation time of a thread is faster than the creation time of a process. The main differences between a thread and a process is the threads are fast and they belong to a single program and the memory is shared. And the process are comparatively slower. These are separate program. The separate program will result into a separate process, and each has independent and unshareable memory space. What is multi-threading operating system? The operating system that supports the concurrent execution of threads is known as a multi-threading operating system. The features are: there is efficient resource sharing, there is enhanced application responsiveness, means the CPU is able to give time to maximum of the processes that are only broken into simpler threads, and it is supporting thread level parallelism. Otherwise, multitasking, multiprogramming or multiprocessor, there is parallelism between process execution, and here the parallelism is in the thread level execution. The examples of multi-threading operating system is Windows, Linux or Mac OS. Multiprogramming operating system. The multiprogramming runs multiple programs concurrently on CPU by the help of CPU scheduling algorithms on the basis of time or priority basis, burst time or priority basis. That will ensure that CPU switches between each process, or each process is served by the CPU efficiently. The objective is to maximize the CPU utilization by reducing the idle time of the CPU. The features of multi-programming operating systems are as follows. The multi-programs are loaded into memory at the same time. Multiple programs will be loaded into the memory, and the operating system will manage which program gets CPU time and when. The effective use of system resources like CPU, memory and input-output devices is ensured, and the processes are isolated. So one process execution is independent of the execution of another process, and it will ensure that data is secure and there is integrity between the execution of processes. The main differences between the multi-threading and multi-programming operating system. The main differences between multi-threading and multi-programming is that there is switching between process and switching between threads. The switching between the process is known as context switch at process level, while in multi-threading operating system there is context switch in thread level. The resource sharing is more in multi-threading in operating system than in multi-programming operating system. The multi-programming operating systems are DOS, Unix, and the multi-threading operating system are Windows, Linux and Mac OS. Thank you very much.